Hey besties, um, second time shooting this because got interrupted 6 minutes in. How you doing? It is the end of January. I just wrote my chapter. I thought I would do my vlog to wrap up January because we're getting a lot of snow. Um, we got like 3 inches here, and I'm just like I'm very pleased. Kids are enjoying it. Um, can't be happier with that. But I did some things in January I want to talk about, and I thought that I'd talk to you about them. And maybe it'll inspire you to something, or maybe you just want to hear my voice because I'm a calming presence in your life. And suave, debonair fellow. Should have brought something to drink, but I did not. I know it is about the South, but like they're not plowing the roads, um, which means that there's like 2 inches of fresh powder on the roads around me, and I'm just like, this is lovely. I ain't going anywhere. I'm from the North, where you have to make it to a job. Also, I picked all these jobs where like you have to make it to the job, um, like no matter what, healthcare uh, stuff. Um, anyway, enough about that. Let me tell you about January. So I read 6 books. I was gonna say I took a turn. I read Box Standard Isekai. The first 2 books of Dear Spellbook, which is Wizard and Sorcerer. They're very good, very tight time movers. Box Standard Isekai, which is Peak, book 4, Benighted. I've talked about it here. I cannot recommend the series enough. It is just superly well done. Um, so hats off to you, Miles English. Please write faster. I cannot wait for the next thing. Um, I also read Battle Scars, which is a manga. It is on Kindle Unlimited. Otherwise, you have to buy it. It is very short. It's very good, um, and you could kind of tell that like I might know a few things. This is Tiger Stripe Camouflage from the Vietnam era Special Forces guys. Um, I'm not a Special Forces guy. I just like the color. Um, but yeah, you can see what there are some. So I read The War of Art, which you can get. You can listen to the whole thing here on audio on YouTube. Somebody put it there. It's like 3 hours long. It's very good. Um, trying to get out of my own way doing stuff. That is nonfiction. It is a little bit more on the what is the thing in your way kind of thing. I think that I've got that problem now. I'm kind of doing a sorting problem with my time. Um, and I also read what is the name of this book? It's the High Impact Professionals book. All right, so basically, there's a book about becoming a high impact professional. Uh, High Impact Professionals Playbook by Devin Fritz. This is unusual. I don't know if this is unusual. It's not out of character for me because I've read about effective altruism in some of my books obliquely. Especially Sect Leader was designed to be kind of like an object lesson on like effective altruism and their framework um, that they use in there. If you're interested in working like in kind of like working in charity, but also like not being the poorest guy around, which is a really weird thing. It's like charity. It's like if GiveWell could explain itself better. I think that one of the things I like to do get out of my writing is I like to explain things that I'm working through, um, and I also like everyone has like yeah, you can kind of like see in people's art what they're going through. Like I don't know. I just wrote a I just wrote a scene where the main character of my story evades a shadow dinosaur, and then she realizes the shadow dinosaur is charging towards her favorite meat truck vendor, um, who just happens to be an orc that she's like, he's got the best meat pies around, and she's like, that cannot happen, and like that. I guess that's what I'm going through. Like, I like to protect my friends. Um, so like if you're paying attention, you kind of tell like what an artist is going through when they write stuff. So that's 6 books. I finished 6 books, reading 6 books. I wrote a whole book, which should count as like the seventh book. Um, so in 2025, I read one, two, three, four. I read five, six, 7 books, 6, 7 books in January. I'm making a joke. I should make a joke. But I basically like this morning, I'm like, hey, is there anything else I can finish? And I finished. Oh no, I read 7 books because I read the Dungeon Fairy, which I got as part of an omnibus. Which so Dungeon Core stories, I'm interested in them because they're very formulaic, like supremely formulaic. Like if you hit all the formulas, then the Dungeon Core people will love you. It's pretty well done. I read another one by Dakota Kraut. Um, it's I don't know. It's not exactly my jam. I don't know that I want to write one. I feel like I want to write more cozy or more deck builders. But yeah, I've read more manga, but I don't know that I would count that all of that. Should probably start like keeping track of that. So 7 books reminded me to check that out. Um, I have 18 books in my to be read, and then I've started doing a thing where I just like keep a list of all the audiobooks I have. Let's see, did I do this? Did I do this? Yeah, I have one, two, three, four. I have like, all right, I have 18 books that are probably not. I'll be able to get on audio. Then I have like I've listed all the audiobooks out that I'm doing. So let's see. One, Crown Tournament. I gotta finish that one because my friend read that one, Beyond the Fairy Gate, because it's I don't need that. I need to finish DCC. That's 4. I don't want to finish this one anymore because I don't like the author. That's what I did. Uh, but I tend to buy books that I will listen to later. Where am I at? Okay, so basically, I want to finish. I want to listen to Actus's next series, Nightmare Realm Summoner. But like, I have 13 books that I have purchased for on audiobook that I want to finish first. Some of them I've gotten like 5 to 9 hours into, or like 20 hours into, and I just haven't finished because something else came up. No, why Dungeon Crawler Carl book 7 is still there. I did finish it. It's been so good so far. Um, and the Infinite Library because I already read it, but I want to reread it in audio. Infinite Library, worth the candle book for. Definitely worth the read, especially if you're a dungeon master. Okay, so that's my reading. I read a lot. Um, 8 minutes. Okay, so my writing. I finished a book. I finished Skill Sphere book 1. Finished that like 2 days ago. I wrote 42,000 words. I wrote 30,000 for Skill Sphere, 6.5 thousand for Blood Rights ish, whatever that is. Maybe 7, whatever. Then stuff in my blog. I do count my blog for my writing stuff because it is a skill that you have to work on. Um, but like 42K, that's a good month. If I do that, I keep that up, I'll get to my 200,000 words soon. If I go back to my overall road to 1 million, I am at. I only have to get 193,000 left. I might hit so like I'm basically like at this point I'm like all right I want to know when I can hit 2 million words written. I am under 200,000 words left, which is like 2 to 3 books at most, and I will probably be Skill Spear book 2. I don't expect them to get that much better, but it's like the first million words. I felt like that was a hurdle, and now after this, I feel like I can just. What I'd like to do is slow down on the releasing and see if I can get it to where I have like a slimmer pipeline of when I release something on Railroad and then release it on Kindle Unlimited, um, and all that. I know what that I know what it's gonna be, but like I think dropping down to 3 chapters a week for Skill Spear this in February. I think that was the right idea because I am going through and I'm editing it and I'm just like, all right, this needs to be. I'm tired of like getting things for editing. I want to get my edits done and first pass, it's just like readable. Um, that'll be good. So I have a goal. I know what I'm doing, and I think that I've covered all my January. Um, but now that I'm like looking at this, so I need to do. I have this exercise I do periodically. It's called "What kind of days am I having?" Where I kind of like go through like, hey, what happens through the day? Like I have to get up at this point in time. I have to do this at this point in time, and I break it down like what can I actually write, and what can I edit, right? To kind of give myself a, all right, well, if you don't write during this time, then you're gonna have to write at this time, kind of thing. Because I want to get my words in every day. I think I want to stick to 1,500 words a day, and then stretch to 2K to 2.5K on days when I'm feeling it, because that is literally like 30 minutes of writing if I just dictate. Um, you might think that's fast, but that's just like me getting in the flow state. If I really got in the flow state, I could go up to 6K. I had a day last week where I did 3.5K words in one day, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. I was like, I was over like being posting late or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna post now. I want to post in advance. I want to have a backlog, and now I have a backlog again, and I'm going to fight to keep this backlog because I've just finished the chapter for Monday. It is Saturday, and the next chapter is going to be on Wednesday. So basically, I don't have to write a chapter till Tuesday if I had to, but it is Sunday. Tomorrow, I'm going to write Wednesday's chapter on Sunday, and then the next chapter after that is on Friday. So I'm going to write that chapter on Monday, and then you can see how this I can build up. Basically, if I write a chapter a day, keep it up, then I can stay ahead of it. Because like I was writing daily, that was too much. Then I wasn't getting enough feedback. I was like, all right, well, if I'm not getting enough followers, then I can slow back. And now I'm getting followers, and now I'm just like, all right, the deal I have is if I hit Rising Stars, I'll just go back to writing every chapter every day. It's easier when you have a backlog, so I'm just gonna build up a backlog now. But yeah, so February was good. Sorry, January was good. February was gonna be good. Got a lot of stuff that's going on in my job. Gonna be busy, very busy. I know it's busy, but it's like I'm gonna be learning, doing a lot of personal development because this year is develop. I did a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt in January. I'm going to be doing the green belt next week. That's for like organizational change, project management. I already am a project manager. I just want to get certified so I can just be like, well, you can pay me to do this more. I'll become a civilian again, um, which, you know, thankfully I'm getting a class in it, so I can actually use that. But yeah, I have a list of 18 books that are on my to be read, that are reading books. I have a list of like 13 books that are on my audio to be read, and I'm going to start sticking to that list because there's too many like little objects that like jump up. People are like, hey, I need a reference because I've read a lot. They're like, hey, what's like this? And I'm like, I list off like 10 things that they would like. Um, some of them are my books. And I'm just like, all right, someone gave me a reference of something I've never heard of. So I'm like, all right, I will give this a shot. First, I'm going to see if my library has it. And I took it out from the library. But then it's like, if it's a Kindle book, it takes me more time to read through it than it is if I can just listen to it while I'm driving. So that, and I'm like, I withdrew from the event I was doing next weekend. I'm glad because it's not snowing. I don't think it's going to be a good one for me. But yeah, um, so I'm learning what's good for me, um, and hopefully I will have a more developed process. I was hoping that I get my developmental edits done for Nascent Soul Child this month. Um, that does not appear to be the case, but I'm still on track to. I can do a relaunch of it in the summer. I want to do that because I'm seeing like the numbers of my one fiction that's done that's been posted. I'm like, 2,000 people have read this. What? To the end? What? Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. But you put something up, and someone's gonna read it. Okay. Um, anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna get back to my thing. So have a good February. Make a plan. Oh yes, and my audiobook is launched. It's on ACX on Audible. Um, I'm fixing it for all the other streaming services. I took the cut. Put on Authors Public. It's going to go to all the other sites like Libro.fm and Spotify. Lovely. And I'm eventually going to make a video about Authors Republic because it's really unclear as to what's going on, and I would like to like have people be able to buy my book someplace that isn't Amazon. So buy the audiobook there. But yeah, so have a great day, besties. Um, whatever your goal is, try and achieve it. And if not, as always, tomorrow, um, let's keep going. All right. We want to work towards being good. We don't want to let the perfect be the enemy of the good.